This is how your thoughts affect your karma. Once Buddha was sitting with his disciples. One of them asked him, "Lord, what is karma?" Buddha said, "Let me tell you a story. After that, you will understand what karma is very well." Then Buddha started telling a story to his disciples. And the story goes like this. Once a king was touring his kingdom on his elephant. Suddenly he stopped in front of his shop in the market and said to his minister, "I don't know why, but I want to hang the owner of this job." The minister was shocked, but before he could ask the king, the king had moved on. The next day the minister went to that shop dressed as one of the locals. He wanted to find out why the king had stopped in front of the shop and had expressed a desire to kill the shopkeeper. He casually asked him how his business was faring. The shopkeeper, who was a sandalwood merchant, replied sadly that he had hardly any customer. People would come to his shop, smell the sandalwood, and then go away. They would even praise the quality of the sandalwood, but rarely anyone buy anything. His only hope was that the king of this kingdom would die soon. Then there would be a huge demand for sandalwood for performing his last rituals. As he was the only sandalwood merchant around, he's sure that his business will run after the death of the king. The minister now understood why the king had stopped in front of the shop and expressed a desire to kill the shopkeeper. Perhaps the shopkeeper's negative thought. Vibrations had affected the king, who had in return felt the same kind of negative thought arising within him. The minister was a very wise man. He pondered over the matter for a while. Then, without revealing who he was or what had happened the day before, he expressed a desire to buy some sandalwood. The shopkeeper was pleased. He wrapped the sandalwood and handed it over to the minister. When the minister returned to the palace, went straight to the court where the king was seated and reported that the sandalwood merchant had sent a gift for him. The king was surprised when he opened the package. He was pleasantly surprised by the fine golden color of the sandalwood and its lovely fragrance. The king was pleased, sent some gold coins to the sandalwood merchant. The king also felt sorry in his heart that he had unpleasant thought of killing the shopkeeper. When the shopkeeper received the gold coins from the king, he was astonished. He began to express his gratitude to the king, who had, through the gold coins, saved him from the brink of poverty. Then he started repenting for having negative thoughts he had towards king for his own personal goal. After telling the story, Buddha said to his disciples, "If we have a good and kind thought for another person, that positive thought will come back to us in a favorable way. But if we harbor evil thoughts for others, then those thoughts will come back to us as your retribution." Then Buddha asked his disciples, after listening to the story now, "Tell me, what is karma?" Many disciples replied, "Our words, our deeds, our feelings, and our actions, these all are our karma." Buddha shook his head and said, "Your thoughts are your karma. If we see in our lives, we will find that we will receive what we give to others. If you think bad about someone, then vibrations of bad thoughts toward you will also start rising in the mind of another person. And if you think good for someone, then in return, good thoughts for you will start rising in the mind of another person. This is the law of nature. As we do, so we will get. Everything is about reaction and reflection. Good thoughts, good deeds, and good actions will get back the same, and bad thoughts and bad deeds will also give you back the same. Therefore, never wish bad for others. Don't waste your time on revenge. Those who have done wrong to you will eventually face their own karma. You need not to wish bad for them. You only wish good, and do good for others with your mind and with your actions, because what we give to others will come back to us again.